Hey, what is going on, guys? It's your boy Tanvisa, the Bengal Dragon. Make sure to hit that like, subscribe, and bell notification buttons, as all your support really helps me remain motivated to continue making a variety of different type of videos on this channel, including cricket videos. And also, it would help a legally blind YouTube content creator continue doing what he's doing on this channel on a consistent basis, and would also help the channel grow. Now, um, just done watching the third ODI highlights between India and West Indies after following the match over radio, or over a live radio stream basically. Um, and yeah, there was a rain delay or two that brought the match down to 40 overs and later on 35 overs. Okay, first of all, the result of the game. If you've seen the game, you know what happened. India got to 211 for 3 by 35 overs, and then the revised DLS target was 257 in 35 overs. Okay, Shire, I think he got some runs. Shubman Gill, unlucky. Shikhar Dhawan got some runs as well. I believe got a half century, and SK Yadav, I believe, ended up getting out. So Shire, just believe very few runs short of his century. Unfortunate, would have been his first century in international cricket, but stuff like this happens. It's real life. So, given that, and when West Indies came out to bat, Shea Hope had a bad start. Shamar Brooks also did not do that good. Kyle Myers, I believe, got out first ball. So, I mean, Brandon King. There were little spurts of Brandon King, Nicholas Puran, and whatnot. They're trying, and I believe Nicholas Puran his wicket. It was a result of maybe a mistake by Jason Holder, who made a comeback, and yeah, he passed the fitness and whatnot. But as Shakib Al Hassan mentioned, just because you are fit does not mean you are match fit. Match fitness is a different thing, and Shakib Al Hassan showed this by not taking the fitness tests, showing up in the test matches, and yet performing better than everyone else from the Bangladesh side, basically, in the test matches, or something along those lines. Proving his point that coach fitness or coach approved fitness and match fitness are not necessarily one and the same. So Jason Holder, like, bad day with the ball as well. So, and with the ball, everyone had a bad day. Honestly, everyone had a bad day. From the West Indian side. Okay, but wickets kept falling. The momentum from time to time it got going, but in the end, they just kept losing wickets. And yeah, you saw the number of sixes, being hit by West Indies. That was entertaining while it lasted. But in the end, I believe India won by 119 runs or so under the DLS method. So here I made an observation. Okay, the observation is this is an instance where T20 cricket has negatively impacted ODI performance. This is in the case of West Indies, because if you notice, West Indies can have these spurts of hitting boundaries and whatnot all the time. Physically speaking, they're one of the most powerful sides when it comes to batting. They're very physically strong. So they can basically overpower their way into victories and good totals. And the scoreboard pressure does the rest. Now, the problem with T20 cricket is that it is not an endurance test. This is why you see people even in their 40s, some of them getting close to 40 or even past their 40s, they're playing T20 cricket. Why? Not only because of the money, it is because it does not put such a physical strain on you. It does not put such a psychological strain on you either, in terms of sustaining momentum. The most a batter has to face is 120 deliveries. if you played competitive cricket, you know that facing 120 deliveries, especially in the larger context of things, it's nothing. Like compared to facing 300 deliveries, compared to facing 450 deliveries a day for 5 days, the maximum. Facing 120 deliveries is nothing. So this was not a T20 game. This was a 35 over game. Okay, and West Indies approached this like a T20 game. And even Nicholas Puran said, we're gonna figure it out sooner or later. West Indies, they're not far away from their best form. I'm like, buddy, you're at the bottom. You you pretty much lose to everyone who plays Test cricket right now. In fact, if Zimbabwe tour West Indies, and by the way, that is something West Indies should consider. Either tour Zimbabwe or have Zimbabwe tour West Indies, because this will do good for both boards, for both countries' cricket. Zimbabwe will have an opposition that they can realistically beat, and West Indies will have an opposition also that they can realistically beat. So their learning curve will be more efficient, or the learning process rather will be more efficient if they face a team like Zimbabwe right now. But that's where West Indies cricket is at the moment. So unless we see an exponential change, which is very unlikely, Nicholas Puran is indicating that it gets better than this, but it doesn't get that much better than this. Apart from this, there's nothing else to say. The scoreboard pressure pretty much did everything. There's nothing else to say for West Indies cricket. For India's cricket, however, Shikhar Dhawan, he needs to sit down and focus on how to improve his batting, because yeah, he got all those runs, but he never scored a century. Given India's stature in the world stage, given how far ahead India is compared to the West Indies in all formats of the game, you would expect Shikhar Dhawan to at least score a century, but he just fell short like that one time, and the other times he fell quite short. So, I mean, is his place under threat? Not right now, but people will be keeping an eye on him. That's that thing I'm very certain of. Like especially the BCCI, given how high their standards are for Indian cricket, especially in ODIs, people are going to keep an eye on Shikhar Dhawan's performance. Okay, Shubman Gill did good. Shreyas Iyer did good. The bowlers, I would have given Avish Khan another game. Um, but yeah, um, the leg spinner Yuzvendra Chahal, he also did pretty good, especially given that these were batting conditions. Although in this pitch, in the second innings, the ball did start to grip and turn a little bit. So the Indian spinners took full advantage of that. Okay, Axe R Patel showing up to be a good replacement for Jadeja. The times when Jadeja is not available or not in good form. But yeah, this was a comprehensive victory by India over West Indies. Nowhere close to as comprehensive as Bangladesh over West Indies. And kudos to the radio commentators. They actually acknowledged this, that West Indies at least came close to beating India. West Indies could not even come close to beating Bangladesh. So good of them to acknowledge that. But anyways, apart from this, I have nothing more to say. Like the West Indies, they really need a lot of thinking to do in terms of where their cricket is going and like how seriously they take ODI cricket. Okay. My next cricketing videos, uh, those are planned. One of them is the Zimbabwe versus Bangladesh first T20, because I'm gonna give this T20 series more priority. And there's a request video from Rare Cricket videos. By the way, shout out to you, man. I'm gonna try and have both of those videos out this Saturday or Sunday. All right, let me know what you thought about this match in the comment section below. This is your boy Tamri, the Bengal Dragon signing out. Make sure to hit that like, subscribe, and bell notification buttons.